So I often help businesses understand and review their balance sheet, but for some reason, personal finance, you don't think of balance sheets. You really only associate that with a business because it's kind of built into typically into their accounting structure, and it's just part of their review, their financial review. But I would argue that it's just as important on your own personal financial situation to review a balance sheet every year. Again, even if you're not a business, I think it's a valuable exercise to review that. So what is a balance sheet? So hence the word balance. Balance sheet, it always comes into balance with the elements that are being used in it. So it's made up of assets, things you own, liabilities, things you owe, and owner's equity. And those are the three elements. And so your assets are financed by owner's equity and by debt, which are liabilities. So when you think about the actual balancing of it, your assets are going to be equal to your liabilities, things that you owe, and your owner's equity, what you've put into the company or what the company is now worth, the net worth. It is a snapshot in time of all of those things that you own. So for example, cars, you own jewelry, you have investment accounts, bank accounts, maybe you have physical cash. All of these things are assets. Then you may have things like credit cards for student loans or debts, mortgages. Those are things that, those are debts. Those are things that you owe and that you finance to build things throughout your life. Really, the important element in a balance sheet, in my opinion, is really getting to the net worth, which is, in the business world, that's owner's equity. So the way to get to that net worth is taking your assets minus your liabilities. And that means, and no one would ever probably liquidate all their assets, but if you were to liquidate all of your assets and have it sitting in cash, and paid off all of your debts, what would that remaining amount be? That's what your worth is. I think people also probably hear, celebrities and things, what is their net worth? This is the calculation they're using. It's assets, all of the things they own, minus all the things that they're financing those items with, any debt they have. That's really what's left over is what their net worth is. So this is important, and you should be looking at this on a regular basis and tracking it, because over time you will. It's really great and uplifting to see over time that you will likely, if you're doing the right things, making the right steps, and listening to a financial planner or building upon your financial situation, you should see that increase over time. And it's a fun way to measure your success in your financial. That is the basics of a balance sheet. I encourage you to consider creating one, looking at it, reviewing it, or getting a financial planner, having your accountant help you with establishing that, having it be part of your normal review.